Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Did you know that there were brothers who participated as hijackers during the 9/11 terrorist attacks? One of the three sets of brothers were Wail al-Shehri, pictured to the left, and Waleed al-Shehri, pictured to the right, and today we are combining the two cowardly and despicable hijackers and mass-murdering fuckwits into one video to avoid repetition. To reiterate, each of these videos is not intended to glorify the hijackers, it is not intended to undermine their impacts, and it is not designed to sympathise with them. It has been created so that we can learn together and educate ourselves on these 19 cowards and find out as much as we can together, because while anyone can name the mastermind of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, Osama bin Laden or Ayman al-Zawahiri, or say that they were motivated by extremist jihadism orchestrated by al-Qaeda and the Taliban, and perhaps name some of the doomed flight numbers, the hijackers themselves are far more of an anomaly. However, if anyone is offended by these videos, I will cease the series. Wail al-Shehri was the older of the two brothers, born on the 31st of July 1973 in Unmas in the Asir region of Saudi Arabia. The family moved to Khamis Mushayyad, an impoverished area of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the southwest of the country along the Yemeni border, with the brothers growing up in the Sarar neighbourhood. It was here that the younger Waleed al-Shehri was born on the 20th of December 1978. Their father, Muhammad Ali Asghali al-Shehri, worked as a car dealer and was later described by the Saudi Arabian government as a wealthy businessman, while their uncle, Major General Fayez al-Shehri, was a Major General in the Saudi Arabian Armed Forces and Director of Logistics. It's fair to say that their parents had no idea how condoms work, because the duo had a further 8 brothers and 1 sister, meaning that there were 12 kids in total. On weekends, the family frequently visited the Red Sea. However, both brothers led an incredibly sheltered and restricted life, with their father strictly adhering to Wahhabi Islamism. Wahhabism is a Sunni Islamic revivalist and fundamentalist movement associated with the reformist doctrine of Islamic scholar Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab, a reform movement emphasizing purging practices and forbidding many elements of modern society. Thereby, the al-Shehri family did not have satellite television. Indeed, the creation of state-owned TV channel al-Saudiya in Saudi Arabia, which was first broadcast on the 7th of July 1965, was widely criticised by followers of Wahhabi Islamism. Moreover, the family did not have internet, listen to music, and the brothers were forbidden to be in contact with girls until they graduated from college. The father of the al-Shehri brothers was a friend of Osama bin Laden's father, Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden, who is pictured. The older bin Laden passed away on the 3rd of September 1967 as a result of his Beechcraft G-18S crashing while he was landing in Uskan Asir province in southwest Saudi Arabia, and hence both of the al-Shehri brothers never met Osama bin Laden's father. Wail al-Shehri was identified as the far more religious of the duo, and spent his high school and college years frequenting government-supported camps held across Saudi Arabia. After attending high school, al-Shehri attended Teachers College at Abba Teachers College, located in Abba, the capital of the Asir region in Saudi Arabia. He then became a PE teacher at an elementary school at the King Khalid Air Base, an air base of the Royal Saudi Air Force in the southwest of Saudi Arabia, located near Khamis Mushayyad, which has been operating since 1960. However, 5 months into his job, al-Shehri took extended unpaid leave due to mental illness and depression. However, the cause of his mental illness was never revealed. Rejecting conventional therapy, he sought consultation with Muslim clerics, with verses from the Quran read to him in Arabic. While many of the al-Shehri brothers had followed in their uncle's footsteps and joined the Saudi Arabian military, which remains one of the United States of America's greatest allies and supporters in the Middle East, bar Israel, with one even becoming a pilot in the Saudi Arabian Air Force, Waleed al-Shehri followed in his brother's footsteps and attended Abba Teachers College. However, during Ramadan in 2000, he dropped out of college and told his father that he was going to go and help his older brother, with the pair aiming to seek help for his brother's psychological difficulties from a religious healer in Medina in Saudi Arabia. The pair would be spotted together in Medina, with their father on the 17th of September 2001 noting regarding Wail al-Shehri, "My son left Khamis Mushayat in southern Saudi Arabia for the holy city of Medina last Ramadan," referring to Ramadan 2000, "so that he could consult a religious man about the treatment of his mental illness. It was while in Medina that both brothers became very distant from their family and only called their father once, with both vague about when they would return home to Khamis Mushayat." It was around this time that both expressed an interest in joining the jihadist movement in Chechnya during the Second Chechen War, with the major combat phase lasting from the 7th of August 1999 until the 30th of April 2000. Exactly what led them from seeking a holy man in Medina to wanting to raise jihadism and join al-Qaeda remains an absolute and utter mystery, and it is further compounded by their minimal communication with their father and family, as they seem to have few friends and were only close to their family, potentially a manifestation of their sheltered and secluded upbringing. However, both brothers never made it to Chechnya and instead travelled to Afghanistan. Prior to leaving Saudi Arabia, both brothers went to al-Shehri Mosque in Medina, where they swore an oath to jihadism and were joined by fellow 9/11 hijackers Ahmed al-Nami and Syed al-Ghamdi, both of whom were initially from al-Bahar province, and both of these cowards would hijack United Airlines Flight 93. We will explore both of these cowards in future videos. Wail al-Shehri presided over the ceremony with the four men committing to jihadism, with Wail al-Shehri dubbing himself Abu Musayib al-Janubi, one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad. Both of the al-Shehri brothers would then travel via Pakistan to Afghanistan, which by this stage was under the control of the Taliban. Both spent time in the Kuldin training camp to the east of Pakita province in Afghanistan, as well as al-Farour camp near Kandahar. Both were seen as good candidates by Osama bin Laden, as they were citizens of Saudi Arabia, and he knew that it would be easy for them both to obtain visas to the United States of America. Waleed al-Shehri would serve with the security forces at Kandahar International Airport in Afghanistan with Saeed al-Gadmi, before training with Abu Turab al-Uduni, a Jordanian citizen who was aware of a 9/11 attack and trainer of the muscle hijackers at the Al-Matar complex. Al-Uduni was killed by US troops after the 9/11 attacks during Operation Enduring Freedom, when Afghanistan was invaded by the United States of America and her allies. However, the exact date that he was killed is unknown. Both then received $2,000 to travel back to Saudi Arabia and get new passports and visas for the United States of America, returning to their native Saudi Arabia in September 2000, with both brothers allegedly assisted by a relative who worked at the passport office of Saudi Arabia. However, this relative had no idea what the duo were planning. Both were issued with their Saudi Arabian passports on the 3rd of October 2000 and then proceeded to apply for a visa to the United States of America through the Visa Express program. Wail al-Shehri's visa application was incredibly vague and non-descriptive, noting that his employer was South City, which is incorrect, and that his destination in America was Washington, which doesn't even exist. He also noted that his occupation was that of a teacher, and that he would be travelling with his younger brother for 4 to 6 months across the United States of America, supported by his teacher's salary, even though he was on unpaid leave at the time. In late 2000, the brothers travelled to the United Arab Emirates, purchasing travellers' checks paid for by Mustafa al-Hawsawi. Mustafa al-Hawsawi is a Saudi Arabian citizen who acted as a key financial facilitator for the 9/11 attacks and is currently held at Guantanamo Bay. In mid-2000, the al-Shehri brothers travelled from Saudi Arabia to Beirut, Lebanon, and then on to Iran and then to Afghanistan without their passports stamped. Wail al-Shehri appeared with American Airlines Flight 175 hijacker Ahmed al-Gadmi, United Airlines Flight 175 hijacker Hazma al-Gadmi, and United Airlines Flight 93 hijacker Ahmed al-Nami in a video recorded in March 2001, which was filmed in Afghanistan, with Wail al-Shehri studying maps and flight manuals, with the video released by Qatari news channel Al Jazeera in September 2002. A further video released on the 7th of September 2002 showed Wail al-Shehri reading his last will and testament. Waleed al-Shehri did not feature in any of these videos, but is believed to have travelled to Afghanistan for training with his brother, as well as residing in a safe house in Karachi, visiting Mohammed Atta's apartment in Hamburg, Germany numerous times from 1998 to 2001, as well as Zavarayasa Moyosaori in London, in the United Kingdom. Moyosaori is a French member of al-Qaeda who pled guilty to conspiracy to kill citizens of the United States of America as part of the September 11 attacks, and was sentenced to serve life in prison without parole at the federal ADX Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado. It is believed that Waleed al-Shehri arrived in the United States of America on the 23rd of April 2001. However, the exact date that he arrived in the United States of America was never determined. On the 4th of May 2001, Waleed al-Shehri applied for a Florida's driver's license, and on the 19th of May, he and fellow American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker Satam al-Suqami flew from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Freeport in the Bahamas. There, they had planned to stay at the Bahamas Princess Resort and rent a black Buick Regal as well as a grey Ford Taurus. However, they did not have visas for the Bahamas. Until this day, citizens of Saudi Arabia require a visa to visit the Bahamas, and both were sent back on the next flight to Florida. Exactly what they planned to do while in the Bahamas was unknown. However, it is speculated that while in the Bahamas they planned to renew the immigration status of al-Suqami, who is pictured to the right, for the United States of America, as his immigration visa had ended on the 21st of May 2001. However, despite his visa having expired, he made it through the cracks and was never arrested. We will explore this count in a future video. Wail al-Shehri travelled to the United Arab Emirates from Afghanistan, and on the 5th of June 2001 obtained an international driving permit in Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. On the 7th of June 2001, along with United Airlines Flight 93 hijacker Ahmed al-Hawsawi, he travelled from Dubai in the United Arab Emirates to Miami, Florida via London in the United Kingdom, with the duo arriving on the 8th of June 2001. Both Wail al-Shehri and Ahmed al-Hawsawi, pictured to the right, were admitted into the United States of America for 6 months, and using $8,000 in American Express travelers' checks, which were purchased in Dubai, Wail al-Shehri set up a bank account at SunTrust Bank in Florida. Waleed al-Shehri also set up a SunTrust bank account in Florida in the same month. Both al-Shehri brothers, as well as al-Suqami, moved into the budget motel Homing Inn in Boynton Beach, Florida, on the 21st of June 2001. The two-star budget motel on South Federal Highway remains open to this day. All three men used the Homing Inn as their address when applying for Florida state non-driver identifications on the 3rd of July 2001 before moving into the Panther Motel and Apartments at Deerfield Beach, a small hotel which remains open. While in Deerfield Beach, the trio were members of a World Gym in Boynton Beach and trained together, and also used computers at the Delray Beach Public Library, and Waleed al-Shehri became a fan of the then Florida Marlins, a professional baseball team based in Miami, Florida, who are part of the East Division, and today are known as the Miami Marlins. In July 2001, both brothers flew to Spain, with both staying in Salou, Spain, on the 16th of July 2001, where they visited Mohammed Atta and discussed the intricacies of the 9/11 attack, with the final targets the World Trade Center, the Capitol building, and the Pentagon, as well as the date of the attack chosen. Both brothers would return to Florida, with Waleed al-Shehri travelling from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Boston, Massachusetts on the 30th of July 2001 before spending the night in Boston. On the 31st of July, he flew to San Francisco in California, staying for one night before returning to Fort Lauderdale via Las Vegas in Nevada. Exactly what he did while in Boston and in San Francisco is unknown, as no other hijackers were in either Boston or San Francisco at the time. However, based on Atta having taken surveillance flights from Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport to Las Vegas, he could have been taking surveillance flights to rehearse what would happen on the 11th of September 2001. Throughout August 2001, the brothers continued to attend Delray Beach Public Library, and it is speculated that they may have used the internet to look up crop dusting equipment. In May 2000, Atta had gone to the US Department of Agriculture asking for finance to purchase a crop duster, which was denied. On the 28th of August 2001, Wail and Waleed al-Shehri both made first-class reservations through American Airlines for American Airlines Flight 11 for the 11th of September 2001. The aircraft was a Boeing 767-223ER departing from Boston Logan International Airport, Massachusetts, to Los Angeles International Airport in California. The American Airlines Boeing 767-200ER is pictured here on the 8th of April 2001 at Manchester Airport in the United Kingdom. In making the booking, they used mailbox addresses in Hollywood, Florida. On the 3rd of September 2001, they contacted American Airlines by phone to change their first-class seats to 2A and 2B, providing them with direct views of the cockpit. 2 days later, on the 5th of September 2001, the brothers caught a Delta Airlines Boeing 737 Flight 2462 from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Boston, Massachusetts, arriving at 3:20 p.m. While there, they both stayed at the Park Inn Motel in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, in room 432. It is speculated that both brothers ordered a prostitute while at the hotel, but this was never proven. If they ordered a prostitute, then the two would have been only a handful of the 9/11 attackers who weren't virgins. The hotel was eventually closed down and demolished in February 2005. Due to its connection to the al-Shehri brothers and the 9/11 attacks, the demolition of the hotel made national headlines. On the 9th of September 2001, the duo went to the Travelex currency exchange at Boston Logan International Airport, where they attempted to wire $5,000 to the United Arab Emirates, but as Waleed al-Shehri had insufficient documentation, he returned on the 10th of September 2001 to transfer the funds. On the day of the attack, Mustafa al-Hawsawi picked up the $5,000 at the Al-Ansari exchange in Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. On the 11th of September 2001, the duo checked out of their room at the Park Inn Hotel and left a sheet of instructions for flying a jet, which was not found until well after American Airlines Flight 11 had crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The duo leaving instructions for flying a jet is a bit of an anomaly, as both were designated as so-called muscle hijackers, did not know how to fly a plane, and based on messages accidentally transmitted by Mohammed Atta from the cockpit of American Airlines Flight 11 to air traffic control. Neither of the al-Shehri brothers were in the cockpit, with Atta the only pilot. At 6:45 a.m, the al-Shehri brothers checked in at American Airlines, and at 7:40 a.m. boarded a flight, with the flight scheduled to depart at 7:45 a.m, departing Boston Logan International Airport 14 minutes late at 7:59 a.m, and as flight attendants were commencing beverage service, the aircraft was hijacked at 8:14 a.m. Exactly what the brothers did during the hijack is unknown, as the flight recorder of the Boeing 767-200ER was never recovered, and simultaneously the limited conversations between flight attendants and American Airlines headquarters never relayed what both brothers were doing. However, it is speculated that they stabbed two flight attendants, as at the time passengers could take knives on board domestic flights of up to 4 inches. There were 9 American Airlines flight attendants aboard the Boeing 767-200ER. At 8:21 a.m, the transponder of the Boeing 767 was turned off, and at 8:46 a.m. and 40 seconds, the plane was crashed by Mohammed Atta into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Despite the continual denial of the family members of numerous 9/11 hijackers regarding the involvement of their sons in the 9/11 terrorist attacks, or viewing their sons as something of a martyr, the al-Shehri family viewed their brothers as little more than the cowards and murderers that they are. In an interview with their father, Muhammad Ali al-Shehri, in Kamius Mushayat, their father stated, "My son Wail was 25 years old and had a BA in physical education from the Abba Teachers College. He was mentally ill and had gone to numerous clerics for assistance in overcoming this instability. He had asked the school where he taught for a 6-month leave to go to Medina." Speaking of his son's involvement, their father would also state to CBS News, "If that turns out to be the truth, then I'll never accept it from them. I'll never forgive them for that. Family members, including their brother Salah, suggested that both brothers had begun as not very religious individuals and over the months before they disappeared had become brainwashed, expressed an interest in going to Chechnya, and hoped for martyrdom in committing the 9/11 terrorist attacks. On the 8th of September 2006, Al Jazeera released a video by Osama bin Laden. The video showed Wail al-Shehri planning the 9/11 attacks while in Afghanistan, proclaiming that he was giving his life to jihadism and al-Qaeda, with an image behind him superimposed over backgrounds of the crumbling World Trade Center towers, the burning Pentagon, and a model of a passenger jet. Speaking of the attacks of Muslims in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Afghanistan and Chechnya, al-Shehri stated regarding jihadism, "If jihad now is not an obligation, when will it be?" In a video released on the 10th of September 2007, just before the 6th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, Osama bin Laden mentioned Waleed al-Shehri directly in a video, asking for God to preserve him. Footage of Waleed al-Shehri declaring his life for jihadism and Osama bin Laden was released on the 6th anniversary of the attacks on the 11th of September 2007. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform yourself of when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, have an amazing day, and remember that truth is always more interesting than fiction.